The Father says we're all in intensive training, IT. We're the little I on the cross, so the I of us and the T of the cross. While on the cross, using compassion, we're supposed to see that this is the symbol for compass, and compassion comes to those and come off the cross, those who use the compass of the book, as well as do not shun others. Then you are allowed to come off, and then through what you learn and apply internally to yourself, you roll this side, and you know, listen to what you hear, not the word you see. Know, K-N-O-W, know that a little I was intended. Someone to walk in the abode, a body of Jesus Christ. And Father says, by the way, look at the name. Look at my name. The first time that you see me, what was my name? Jesus, I said. He's like, okay, and what do you hear? I'm with you, I never leave you, I'm with everybody you see, right? Right. So when you look out, what do you see? Jeez. Us. Father says, my name is Jeez. Us. You and Him. One-on-one. Just like He and I. So, you come over here and you realize you're in the human race. You are you in it. The human race, and you are a unit. You are a spirit, as well as proven by DNA, we are in a special abode. You were told we're an orb. Well, here's an orbit. Here is when you see things from the pupil's mind's eye of the Father, and you really can get a great envision of how the Father sees us by putting yourself on the moon. You look around you, there's nothing around you, no item made by man. Sure, Father's force and stuff is gone, but regardless. So here on earth, I look at anything created by man's hand, and I say to myself, it just doesn't exist. The Father sees you and I, each one of us alone, only you, only Him, sitting there on the moon, listening to His Son's enlightenment. This is the satellite, the saddle that is enlightenment that's on the moon. And I didn't put it here, but know that God Himself, the G, it's us, is right in the middle there. You're made of spirit, you live in spirit, or you live as one with a spear. You be a lance, for you have no balance, and you're going up to the little orb, the mind of the person that's living next to you on the cross, and you're just spearing them right in the side like that guy did to Jesus the first time. Then you realize you're a cub. In heaven there's the cubit for measure, so you're a cub, and you need to realize and become one and associate with one who bears all. So we learn to be like honey to He who bears all, instead of little whiny the poo always whine, I want more. A puppet, I looked at the word God backwards as dog, so look, we're a little pup and we're in intensive training. If we seek profit, we say that the Father says, hey, you're a pro-fit for that thing called man. You're a bigot. And see how little it is written? And He says, really? And look, He says, real, like Israel, you think you are, and you're like, what? Why? This is the why, you falling off. And there's a little hanger with a question mark. So that's the snake with the head cut off. Heritage, like I told you, her, it, in age, that is her, being Zion, like I said, who lives in Oz with the Wizard of Words, is the way that works. He doesn't use a wand, and he doesn't want you to wander, and he doesn't use a pointer. He'd rather you understand his point. You earn merit when you learn to remit. And by the way, merit means in a mer I can, it means a part of a special group. So if you look at that, we in America are a part of a special group that say I as an individual can, and therefore you do it as merit, and you remit. And you do that by researching your family tree, your roots, and you stay in the shade or the shadow, which is the shade of the doe, which is Zion, and the doe is the little deer that drinks from the river of knowledge, which is the book. Then you see why, and you sit like a good God's dog, little puppet up here, and then you are a good city. For you sit like a good dog, you pay attention, you stay where you're supposed to go, you don't poop in the yard, or poop in the house, excuse me. Then you see this cuppet, the line of that is a little J cup. So you see the word cubit up here, that's how in which we're measured, and when you break off that bottom of the part of the B like we talked about, you put that up to your ear and you're like, hello, he says, look what remains, a little cup it. Now you're in tune with me, let's go forward. And finally, he says, now look, you're an X it. So the Calvary is being called as we all speak. The Father is moving, he's moving through you and us all as we go and we learn along. The Calvary, let me see, to God's Word turn, more on, more of the human race, become more on, meaning enlightened, and realize that if you don't, you really should consider you're turning more on. And finally, you stand, or you kneel to him only in submission, and you stand against all others you see that do not believe in you and him and you, and you do what he asks you to do in submission, and you will in fact have a lot of hope to look forward to as you move forward in life to see your Father. Love you, bless you, eye in our eye, all from the Father as always. A grace, blessing, love yous. Bye.